Hello and welcome to another neoreading cast. As always, my name is Johnny. I'm joined once again by Joey. How you doing, Joey?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay as well. This is more footage from the Oxford Regional. We're in round 3 now of the 6-round Swiss. And Joey, this is a grudge match.
This is a grudge match, and it's very apt for neoreading cast as
That's
well.
right. So we always love highlighting the Oxford versus Reading games.
Yeah.
So on the left we have Pete. On the Pete we have left, representing Oxford with NBN. On the right we have James representing Reading with Kate. So this is not only an Oxford versus Reading grudge match, but also a neoreading grudge match from my two previous commentators.
And we have to say the good of Kate versus the evil of NBN as well. It's the Reading v Oxford.
I'm pretty sick of Kate as well, actually.
Yeah,
but okay. But no, I'll go. I really don't like NBN. Yeah. So.
But we also do like Reading, so you know.
In fact, so I'm mentioning that Pete's playing Making News. So does that immediately tell you an awful lot of stuff about what might be in his deck?
Yeah, so Making News so much easier to know what to do against than NEH. I mean, he saw the Sansan, so. But, you know...
So it's not ridiculous.
Great. Yeah. And he's running Melange, but you have to assume there's traces, you have to assume Sea Scorched.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and you have to assume a lot of tracing ice. And I'd say Sea Source is not a big lead.
Or mid-season Scorched, but some green cards of some kind.
There'll be some teal, for sure, in that deck.
Whereas at least with
Traffic Accidents are always a good one.
With NEH, you don't know whether... It could be just as much kill, it could not be, but at least Making News, they show their hand early. So.
Yeah, that's true. So, it's quite horizontal though. So, Pete seems uninterested in icing centrals. A bit dangerous, maybe R&D in particular, against Kate. You know, R&D interface, Maker's Eye, pretty common nowadays.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more money, and if he's got mid-seasons, then maybe he's not too scared about that. But you're right, it's more of an NEH play to go horizontal early.
Do you think he's rushing out an Astro? Is that what you'd suspect?
He's got a Sansan down...
That's true. Yeah,
on the first thing. Well, you don't want to make yourself broke to score the Astro. I mean...
With a
Beal.
Okay,
so I think maybe with the Astro he'd have gone with the Sansan, but for a Beal.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
He also, as I said, may have combo kill pieces in hand, and he's being flippant with agendas.
Or maybe he just wanted to see if
Data Raven.
Kate could get in. So Data
if you were
Raven,
in any doubt as to whether you were going to die.
There is not any single reason to run Data Raven unless you were going to punish tags heavily. So.
Bot window.
Apart from that, seeing a lot of ice. But he loses the Breaking News early. So, I don't know. I mean, Kate's got Proco down and R&D interface. So there's a fairly good setup.
Yeah, there is. I think a lot of what makes Kate good isn't as good against NBN because I've got the right breaker at the right time, but you don't need to break ice against NBN.
Yeah, that's
no breaker helps Data Raven.
Yeah.
Apart from Fem.
Sure. Yeah.
Some games want a singular Fem.
Ant-Man at 4.
Ant-Man at 4, but you still take the tag.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This is
a
problem.
Click,
so it's NBN is never about keeping them out. It's about you being faster than they are. So.
So double icing R&D. I mean. I've recently, as in the last week, started playing a bit more NBN. I'm not traditionally an NBN player. And I've played several games where I've put 4 or 5 ice on R&D and no ice on HQ. I feel like R&D is because you can rush out agendas. So it doesn't matter.
Whatever corp you're playing, if you have a window and you have no agendas in HQ, you just keep sticking ice on R&D and top deck. That's what the game becomes.
That's it. Yeah.
Especially with the sort of agendas where you don't need a big window, not the 5 for 3s and none of that. So I play similarly in HB a lot, but you do have to be worried about the Anarchs coming into HQ and.
So as Kate, should you be? I mean, so we've got a Manhunt down now. Not a common card.
Not a common card.
But definitely plays into the kind of NBN Tag Storm archetype. Yep. So should you be worried of running now if you're Kate? You don't, because you feel like every run could get you a tag. I mean, you've got a link, but 2 Making News credits, trace credits.
Yeah. So you don't run last click. So you leave a click to clear the tag. At the very worst, you waste 2 credits in a click. Because I mean, even if the kill pieces aren't there, he's got a Proco on the table, and that's you're gonna get rid of the Proco if there's a tag straight away.
Yeah, I give you that. So Bouquet's very slowly, not that slowly, getting set up. The Proco is really helping, the professional contacts really helping draw into cards. He's got a prepaid down with played Lucky Find off it. So if you've got 18 credits, do you consider trashing the Sansan? I mean,
I think you trust the Sansan.
you don't want it. If it's res, it's too late, right? So you want to.
I mean, we can see he's got another one in hand, which James doesn't know.
Sure.
But I think you do, because if an Astro comes down now with 8 credits, he can score that.
So here we go. So in fact, it's going to res the Sansan.
And once you've got an Astro token, you don't need any money.
Yeah. It's worth mentioning. Classic Pete.
Choo-choos. He's not standing up. I should see him stand up and do the choo-choo a few times on the day, but not for this one. He's playing a bit. He was on top table though, so obviously he's nervous. I mean, Breaker Bay was legal for this tournament. This was in an environment that did contain clot. Yep.
And there was a fair amount of clot at this tournament. But I tell you what, there was a lot of NBN
less
with anti-clot.
than there was after this tournament.
There was a lot of anti-clot NBN meta decisions as well.
I reckon at this tournament, about 1 in 3 or 1 in 2 Kates were running clot.
Yeah.
By the tournament after this, it was more like 9 in 10.
There's the Scorched Earth, in case we were in any doubt.
Yeah.
And he knows it's coming.
This is why I love killing out of NBN. I think it's better in NEH.
So pull an Astro out of hand.
Yeah. But he has scored the Beal, so he can still train out.
So the Manhunt does fire, but it's a trace. So he actually decides to pay the trace to get rid of it. But the Manhunt does go away because he took the Astro script. So that was I think that was good play by James. When they score an Astro script, you have to pressure HQ, because what if there's another one? He's obviously down money wise, so he wouldn't be able to score it out. But
so he's up to 4 credits, which has to make you think there's a Data Raven inside of that pop-up window.
Do you trash the Sansan now? Maybe it's too late. There's a scored Astro.
You trash the Sansan.
Yeah.
You have to.
Even if he uses it, I feel like you still trash the Sansan.
Yeah, because now he can score a Beal without wasting Astro counter.
Yeah, or he can draw and score out.
He could score Breaking News and kill Proco, or Scorch You.
That's true.
NAPD.
There's an NAPD, yeah. So, fast and furious this game. So
I thought Pete was on the up, but now you've got to be thinking Kate has the advantage.
So what's this inside ice on R&D? Now,
Data Raven. I think it's Data Raven.
Yeah, I think it is, because so what happened, I guess, was that James accessed Data Raven from, I believe it was R&D, might have been HQ. I think it was R&D, and installed an Atman at 4. And since then, no ice has been rested.
But Data Raven, he's still going to hit the tag, and that's going to slow Kate down. Because she has to leave clicks and money to clear the tags. Otherwise...
He's very short on money, though. Maybe you don't want to spend... He's got 9 now, but maybe you don't want to spend 4 of your 5 credits.
With a Red Sandspan, it's 2 credits to score. I think you res the Data Raven, if it is a Data Raven. And you cause Kate to break it with that man for 1, and then 2 credits and a click to clear the tag every time. It's about tough. Finding the agendas now.
So Sansan's going to be a tough ask now. Scorch is going to be a tough ask now, because
Sansan's gone.
The money is tight. You need an economic advantage to pull off the Scorch, and case on game point. So you want to put something on R&D. So something that's going to ask a question. It doesn't even have to be a really strong ask.
I think maybe not the Scorch from a C-Source, but you could still... If you still tag Storm is still an option. If you say the Data Raven and James is conservative.
James is no mug. He's not going to
clear the tag.
Yeah, he's not going to take a tag on click 4. You never know. There could be snares in this deck. That wouldn't be ridiculous to include. I mean, obviously love a snare. I actually don't know what the contents of Pete's deck were. So even running through a Data Raven to hit a snare. So there's a game. Yeah. So underdefended R&D though.
Yeah.
Do you not think?
Underdefended R&D, which against Kate is a problem. But I think he did well to come out the gut, quickly. He stored the Beal, scored the Astro script, and then you just got to dig and go. But if you're R&D locked, you can't find the agendas.
Yeah, so, it's crucial that you draw cards that the runner doesn't see, because that's the only way you're going to get agendas. So, there are lots of ways of doing that. Defending R&D is the most obvious. I guess you can always use Jackson or something to just give it a shuffle before you draw, and then draw a few. But
having enough ice that Kate can't access every single turn into R&D. That's what you have to do to make sure the lock isn't on and you can draw into the agenda. And
the fact that ice didn't get rezzed probably signalled to James that he was correct in his guess that it was a Data Raven, which means that he can probably run with impunity. He had an R&D down. He could have gone up to 3. He could have started playing Maker's Eyes and stuff. He could have gone big digs every few turns.
For sure.
I know that deck of James's is very good at really intense R&D pressure.
That back of James is just prepaid Kate, which is
Yeah.
good at
Sorry,
R&D
sorry, I'm
pressure.
sorry, yeah.
It's different.
Yes.
It's different from every.
I mean,
deck.
I know what you're saying.
It is different.
They're all
It's
the
interesting
same.
because I played it a lot. It's not the same, but the things that are different don't really help against MBN.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. Okay.
We might see some of his tricks in Kate a bit later on.
So yeah, he actually he beat Pete in both games in this round. So James will remain on top table. So we'll definitely see him. In fact, let me check my notes. Shuffles papers. So our next video will actually be, we're going to skip round 4. Funny story about round 4. I won't name the players in question, but I was requested to delete the video from round 4 because one of the players, who's a good player who I respect, was doing online banking on his phone and forgot he was on camera. So he asked me to delete it for...
That's multitasking. Online banking and playing Netrun at the same time on video.
I can't even imagine not focusing on the game of Netrunner while playing. But anyway, for that reason...
Or doing your online banking on video. That's,
For that reason, we have no footage from round 4. But we will see that player in the distant future. So is that a clue?
Guess who it is. Yeah.
In the distant future, not in this tournament. Maybe in this tournament. Anyway, so our next game will be from round 5. We'll have James against Kester. So, no, I've never played against Kester. I don't know where he's from. Do you know where he's from?
London.
He's from London, is he? Yeah, okay.
So, the first time I played against Kester was at Quinn's tournament where he went something like 11-1.
Okay.
And then I hit him in the first round of the London Regional, and he was the only other Val player in that tournament, and both Vals lost in that first game. Oh, okay. But then luckily Val went undefeated the rest of the day. But yeah, he's a very good player. We can talk about him more in the next
that's
round.
Right.
So yeah,
we'll see him in the next
video. It's a London Reading game.
Sure. Yeah,
that's sort of a rivalry.
That's
not the same.
Nowhere near as big as Reading Oxford. Yeah. So
they always beat us.
Then that game will be James will have his Kate again actually in that game against Kester's Engineering the Future. Oh wait, yeah. Great. All right. So thank you, Joey, and thank you, viewer. We'll see you next time.